Why don't he just tell them the truth?
Well, he know don't nobody want to hear the truth. You gonna tell them what they want to hear.
You know, it's so easy to lose your focus when you're trying to see clearly what's true and what's not true. You know, you have so many voices and so much influence, you know, coming at you at once. So many people want to try to control what you think and feel instead of you using your own eyes to see clearly. Well, let's see if we can change that, because you should be able to see things for yourself. Let's take Madden's AI, for example. Let's take a look at something in focus. Heath Miller is pulling on this play, and he's supposed to block the defender, but he pauses to do this broken lean back juke and looks downfield for no apparent reason. Then he does another lean back juke, just kind of grazing the defender, never putting his hands on him, never trying to help block, and damn near trips over himself because of those broken animations I showed you in episode 1. This is stuff that's hard coded in this game. You know, most people say it's a glitch. It's not a glitch. Let's take this nose tackle, for example. Now, he's going to come in on Ben Roethlisberger on this play action, but because it's a play action, he has to absolutely bite down on it, regardless of the fact that he actually sees Ben with the ball. This is a byproduct of that old core AI. Having to bite down on a play action, regardless if you see the quarterback with the ball or not, doing the same lame broken juke. Now let's take a look at this outside linebacker here. Now, for some reason, he hesitates to try to tackle the quarterback and then runs into the back of an offensive lineman, while the quarterback throws across his body across the field. Just a complete mess. Then you have this safety. He's looking at the pass coming out, and he decides to run in the opposite direction. Is he going out to block or something? What is he doing? This is the stuff that you're getting, gentlemen, that's poorly coded due to old technology. Just like this twin animations. You got a cornerback or a wide receiver going up for the ball doing the exact same animation. But let's look at the ball. The ball goes to the cornerback, but magically teleports to the receiver because the game decides which player is supposed to get the ball. Not your positioning, but the game. The animation sequence itself is so broken, it just has to, okay, well, the receiver has to get the ball, so we're going to teleport it to him. Then you have a Crossfire Blitz. Should be simple enough to run this, but the alignment is so poorly done, they can't even stunt properly. Look at Ryan Jazer. He has to do that same broken lean back juke, and he damn near trips over Timmons, who was already lined up in the gap, tipping his hat as to what he was about to do. But Ryan Jazer still attempts to do the crossfire. You know, it's just a mess, and he has to glide over Timmons' legs, of course, with that same. They don't use footwork, but look at the clear alley he has to the quarterback. Clear alley, and yet he goes right to the block, to the offensive line. But then again, this stuff is supposed to be clouded in your mind. You're not supposed to believe your eyes, but are your eyes lying to you? Am I making these things up? You know, when you can see things for yourself, you need to store that in your memory banks, in spite of all the voices that are trying to control you. You know, a lot of people, they want to be your voice. They want to speak for you. They want to control you and contain you, so that way, whatever's said about this game has to come from them. But do you believe what you see, or do you believe what you hear? Do you believe your own eyes, or do you believe what somebody is trying to tell you? It's up to you. But let's take a look at something else in focus. Now here you have All Pro Football 2K8. And look at how organic this game flows. With all of its flaws that it may have, due to it being such an old title, it still flows and looks more like real football than what Madden does. It still has better animations. It still has better line flow. It still has actual defenders trying to get into their gaps. The tier-to-tier blocking looks better. Again, with all its flaws, it still outshines a product being made today as opposed to being made back in 2007. But do you believe what you see, or do you believe what you hear? Same with this. Look at how nice the line tries to block the defenders in a certain direction, but the defenders are still trying to get in their gaps, and they manage to blow up the play. But in Madden, what you usually get are these blocking animations that are stagnant, where the defensive linemen and the offensive linemen are basically doing the same exact things. It looks choreographed. Defensive linemen are being pushed 5 or 6 yards like sleds downfield where they're getting stifled. But again, but you can see with your own eyes. You can see these things for yourself. But you always have these voices trying to keep you out of focus because they want to control every aspect of your thought. They want to be your voice. You are not allowed to have your own voice. They want to control you. And they'll go so far as to try to point you out and throw you under the bus to make sure that they're going to be your voice. But do you believe what you see versus what you hear? Just use your own eyes. Just use your own memory banks. And then you can pull things back into focus. You know, just like with this situation. We know Madden is recycling features. You know, fight for the ball. That was in Wii U Madden 13. Dollar Jr. showed that. Just like you can read the back of Madden 06 and the whole ball placement system was in existence then. That's why you gotta focus. When you focus, you remember these things. You put them in your memory bank and you rely on your own vision. But listen to these gentlemen.
I'm clicking on and I'm just holding Y. I'm not even touching my stick, guys. This doesn't require any stick work in Madden this year.
So basically here it is again. They're going deep again to circle this time. I'm just holding triangle and user pick. I didn't hold nothing else, as you guys can see. It's that simple.
You see how clear that is? You know, they take ball hawk from Madden 13 and simply make it aggressive catch for Madden 16. Simple. You have to keep things in focus, because when you don't keep it in focus, that's when people will take over and do the talking for you. These are little things, gentlemen, but you gotta see it clear. You see it coming into focus, you gotta keep it in focus. You gotta keep the truth right in front of you, so that way you can make the proper assessment as to what the situation is. You gotta trust yourself. Trust in what you see. Don't intentionally forget it, because even if you don't want to see it, it's right there. It's always in front of you. But if you don't focus, then you won't see it. And then you not seeing it, that allows people to manipulate you, to influence you, to be your voice, and to control you. But we're all adults. We should control ourselves so that we don't have to put up with buffoonery-laden commercials that try to influence us to get a game that's been fundamentally broken for years using the same old technology. But be sure to check out Resolve's channel, because he's got some truths he's going to be telling as well. And in the meantime, let's all try to stay focused. Peace.